Station 742, Deleted Portion. Give us a moment. I'm not going into Rupert's condition to any great degree, but I do have some information. Obviously, he is in the middle of a learning adventure, trying to do far more with his ordinary consciousness than most people, and trying to solve his problems and encounter his challenges without relying upon old structures of belief. Health-wise, not relying upon doctors or dentists. He has done this even though he has been working in relatively untried areas, where there seem to be few certainties. The nature of personal reality is there for others to follow. Others, however, did not have a hand in producing it. They will try out the ideas, many of them to the best of their ability, and there and again much, all the time hanging on safely to the banners of conventional beliefs, and Rupert has allowed himself no such comforts. He should remember that many people have far greater hassles, not only with health, but with personal relationships, finances, and vocations, and without any satisfying accomplishments to offset their misfortunes. Now you moved again to a new place. At first, you encountered a concentration of old beliefs that had already unraveled, causing you to move, yet physically were left to tangle for a while. Was the new environment too rich for your blood? Were you outsiders? Would class be the obvious badge of your address? Would the library return a symbol of both of your fears that creatively might not go hand in hand with some kind of relative comfort? Those matters have been pretty well resolved, but to some extent they added to Rupert's medical habits of tension. He has been far more active, however, than either of you realize, comparatively speaking. More important, he has been much more physically active in his imagination. That has still to pay off in your terms. I make recommendations now and then you see fit to follow them. I no longer need to tell Rupert to go out each day. He wants to, a change far more important than you realize. He needs again, however, the assurance that he can do far better physically. It's difficult for you, Joseph, to realize the importance of such reassurance to him. The early tensions of moving in here, mentioned just above, and his worries about inspiration are past, just. His imaginings even of simple things, the bird paths, the feeders, the picnic table that implies outside experience, all of this will pay off. Your idea of the second house frightened him, implying isolation. When that time goes, there will be different implications of secrecy, which is mysterious to him and therefore exciting. The recommendation I mentioned and did not give you is this. Begin to consider going out, perhaps to the steakhouse or some such. Do not make a big production out of it. Obviously, do not expect Rupert to instantly kick up his heels either. It is important, however, that you begin to think of such amusement. It will pay far greater dividends than you imagine. Rest your fingers. Considering Rupert's challenges, he has done extremely well in all respects, but one area took the brunt as he cleared away the debris that literally surrounds the lives of most people. He needs the help now more than you, but I will sometime, when you want it, point out the ways in which your own accomplishments have been made in the face of the negative beliefs and aspects that at one time you accepted. There is an old suggestion I gave him once. My body can perform better now. Have him use it daily. In a way, his progress has been dependent upon the state of his learning, so that he has been trying to stretch the abilities of normal consciousness by drawing in other strings. Yet because he was the one so involved, he had to take each strand, and in the meantime, he still had his old consciousness, with its habits, to contend with. I will tell you, he has begun to regenerate his gums. He has kept that tooth in his mouth for 6 months. It wobbles when he talks, and has for that amount of time. He has a good chance now of keeping it. He is correct. Frank should invite the muscles to move, assure them that they can through gentle manipulation. Otherwise they rebel, not against motion, but against the exterior commands that do not come from within. Rupert wants his legs to move better. He does not want them to hurt when they move more. The best thing Frank has done so far was say, "Your back feels youthful," and at another time, "Her hips pivot like a dancer's." That is far more effective than physical strength. The same kind of suggestion applied to the legs with gentle manipulation and to the arms would be very effective. Rupert's muscles can move easier now. They do not have to feel worse first. His back does not have to bother him in the meantime, as was suggested. He does not have to bend over more at certain stages to maintain balance, as has been suggested, and he has followed those suggestions, except for the back. He has bent over, in other words. Those are beliefs Frank has about the body and its progress. The improvement will be overall, so that balance is maintained. The material is endless. I organize it for your benefit. If you want to divide it into 2 volumes, that is fine. You will find several points where this can be done, and I will answer any questions that you have. Your physical circumstances, as per this house, would have seemed quite amazing to you only 3 years ago. Your beliefs and rules have become so much freer that this is the result. You see excellent example of a change in belief and the resulting reality. Soon money will no longer be a certain period. It will be taken for granted. Now, the same kind of acceleration can occur in Rupert's condition. This session will rid him of some debris hanging over. I would like to give a few sessions for him to follow. I believe I have answered your questions. I suggest some version of class, a smaller one, beginning perhaps in June. That will give you time for the sessions I have in mind and to continue the progress of acclimation. The material Rupert is getting from the library will help him with his health, for it will automatically put him in touch with a strand of consciousness devoted to such issues. In a way, his work will continue our material from another viewpoint, while you are preparing our work. God bless your fingers. Rob said, "They are okay." Seth said, "And a hearty good evening." Rob said, "Thank you, Seth. the same to you. Good night.